Lieutenant Sanchez. We're here from Troopathon, and we're here to bring to you, in the words of the troops, how things have changed in Iraq over the past couple of years. I think you'll find it interesting. And I'm talking with Captain Quinlan. She's been here on, what, 2 occasions now, 2 tours.
This is my third, yeah, this is my
Your
third
tour
yes.
here. And so you've seen Iraq over the years.
I have.
And I just wanted to ask you about some of the differences you've seen. This time it's 2010. You've been here throughout the course of this whole conflict. Give me some of the insight.
Well, I first got here in 2005 in January, which was still a couple years after we got started here. But I mean, the biggest difference is just our focus here. We really are in more of a transitional phase, trying to help put an Iraqi face on everything we're doing and help make sure that they're in good hands when we finally leave here. So that really is the focus right now.
I've talked to a lot of different troops, and they all seem to be saying the same thing, that transition, that we're toning down, that things are slowing down. Do you feel that back from 2005, what the tempo was back then? Things have really changed that much?
I do, although to be perfectly honest, this tour is my first assignment where I really am involved with the local population. So I'm really happy to be here and getting to actually work with the Iraqis one-on-one. That's a great opportunity for me this time.
I asked, some of the troops told me that work with the local population as well, said they were really surprised how much the local population, the relationship between the military and the local population was. What are some of your impressions of dealing with everyday Iraqis?
I'd agree with that. I've only been here for a few weeks, but you can tell it's a very friendly relationship. They're happy to work with us. We're happy to work with them. There's a lot of good camaraderie going on. I can tell that already.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of the people, other soldiers, and you mentioned that you're not from a military family.
No, I'm not.
But a lot of people are from a military family. Why in the world would you join in a time of war? You said you were in college. I'm sure the economy is excellent at the time, and you could have done a lot of things. Why did you join the Army?
To be perfectly honest, when I first signed up, I really didn't know a whole lot about the military. I'm the only one in the military in my family. I showed up at the University of Notre Dame in the fall of 1999, and to be perfectly honest, I wasn't quite sure how I was going to pay for it. And I got in touch with Army ROTC. They had some great opportunities. Decided I'd give it a try and just fell in love with it. Now 11 years later, I'm still here, and it was a good decision.
Well, your family, they're not former military, so they had to be concerned. I mean, how do they feel now? You've been over here 3 times?
Absolutely not. My family couldn't be happier that I'm an officer in the Army. My mother has always loved the military, especially the Army. They're all very proud, very excited. They're literally in the airport waving flags when I come home, and they're all very proud that I'm out here. Yep.
Okay, we're at Camp Souter. We're here talking to Sergeant First Class. You've been a couple of times here to Iraq, and I wanted you to tell me what the difference is between now, this tour, as compared to the last tour when you were here.
Okay, our last tour that I was here, it was real hectic. I think we're just coming in and trying to help destabilize the country during the surge once everybody was here. So last time here it was mostly just show of force that we did, trying to help build up the economy, trying to help them build their economy up. Versus now we come in, it's more of a assisting them in establishing their government. So even though there's still a lot of activities going on, it's not as bad as it was during 2006 when we were here.
Specialist Tanya Calloway from Houston, Texas.
Specialist Hancock, Montgomery, Texas.
Specialist Houlihan from Woodlands, Texas.
What do people back home not know about Iraq that you've learned since you got here?
It's extremely hot and really, really dusty.
And the local nationals, I think the majority of them that I've met actually do like Americans. And
when you say local nationals, you mean the average Iraqis that you
we come in contact with, yes.
And how do you come in contact with Iraqis? Just
interpreters.
And you're surprised that they like Americans? Is that?
Yeah,
I was surprised. I was very surprised. I didn't think they were going to be accepting of us, or I didn't think they liked us at all.
Really? And how do they show that they like? I mean, what gives you the impression that they like yours?
Through conversation, when you're talking to them, and they're very happy that we're here, and we've done a lot we've brought a lot forth in this country to change things and to bring a little bit of democracy. Before it was like they believed that all Americans were liars. Well, we kind of proved we're not all liars. So.
Lieutenant Courtney Miller from Cicero, New York.
Lieutenant Jeremy Howell from Baxter, Iowa.
Lieutenant, this is your second deployment here. You've been in Iraq. You were back here in 2007, 2006, 05, 06. So this 4 years later. Talk to me a little bit about some of the changes you've seen over the past years.
Interesting, the last time I was here, I came into country right around the time that the first elections were taking place, and then there was a lot of sectarian violence that built up from that point on. As I come back here, they're having their second elections. It's showing the success of the democracy in Iraq. Where the situation is beginning to return back to normal. It's showing that we've done our job as soldiers to make Iraq a better place, and that overall that our mission's a success.
With Sergeant Cantwell, we're here talking about Iraq and how things have come along during the years. What are some of the things that people back home don't know about Iraq that you know since you've been here so often?
That they really don't talk about the good things that we do here. That it's always we're doing this wrong, we're doing that wrong, but they don't see us on how we actually get more involved with the villages and talking to them.
Why do you think that is that we don't hear? I hear that a lot from different troops, that not enough is said about what all the good that goes on here. Why do you think that happens?
Because back in the States, they like to see bad things happening. They don't want to see the good, because I think there's more people that want to see the bad than the good. And when they see the good, they're like, we never saw it. So, but we do a lot of good, especially with the talking and helping them out. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Sergeant. Sergeant First Class, and is this your first time here in Iraq?
No.
What are some of the differences you've seen over the past couple of years, comparing this tour to the last tour you had?
Logistics.
Logistics. What does logistics mean for people back home that may not know that?
Supply. Mostly when I was here in 2006, we had more stuff going on. As far as supplies, MWR events, everything. Now that we're kind of drawing down, everything's kind of shutting down. So we're like, usually, we're just kind of getting the scraps of it now.
You mentioned logistics and shutting down. What does that mean? You're saying the tempo is slowing down in general. Have you noticed a big difference in terms of actions and what's going on between now and the last time you were here?
Roger. I mean, considering that we don't do combat operations anymore, it's more support now. So, like I said, most of the MWR events and stuff like that, they're not happening anymore. So, it's just a support role.